I know a lot of St. Paul's letters to the Galatians is very, very kind of redundant. I feel like we've kind of been reading the same thing over and over again. But today's nice because the gospel, I think, gives a great visual interpretation of what St. Paul has been trying to say to the Galatians. So again, St. Paul, as we start to wrap up his letter here, talking about the yoke of slavery, that when you follow the law, is so kind of in a way burdensome, where St. Paul describes it as a yoke of slavery, and that with Christ has been free. And so really just two things to comment on that, comparing it to the gospel. The first is, again, you see how Jesus goes in, and the first thing that they point out is like, you didn't wash your hands, you didn't do the prescribed washing of the meal. And, you can imagine just Jesus just kind of slapping his hand on top of his forehead. That's not the important thing. The important thing is what's within, what's within. So as St. Paul says at the end, it's really what counts for anything is faith working through love. And Jesus reiterates that at the end of the gospel, give alms and behold, everything will be clean for you. So, which leads kind of in the second point, where when St. Paul talks about the law, he's not talking about the moral aspect of the law. He's talking about all these little rituals, like, again, the washing before meal. So sometimes people take the first reading and they want to use it as a way to discredit morality, or as a way of, approving sinful behavior. They'll say something along the lines of, it makes me happy. God wants me to be happy. Therefore, I'm allowed to do this. And it's a very bad and gross misinterpretation of what St. Paul is trying to say here. So the most important thing in all this is faith working through love. That's how we're made righteous. We're made righteous by the power, the healing, cleansing power of the acts of Jesus Christ. Not because we follow the washing, or we follow the dietary laws, or whatever. It's through faith and trust in the divine mercy of God. That's what cleanses us of our sin. That's what makes us righteous. It's our relationship with Jesus Christ. And so with all that, then, there's always the avoidance of sin, the promotion of virtue. All that comes into play in the relationship with Christ. So again, those two things. One, the primacy of faith working through love. But also, secondly, two, moral law still exists. This is no way a promotion to sin under the disguise of freedom and under the disguise of faith. May God bless you.